why do you want to work in Germany? Think about it. You have to really make up your mind. Hi and welcome back to our channel. My name is Jörg, which is German for George, here at Find a Job in Germany in Berlin. And with me today is my colleague and partner, Tammo.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
How's it going, Tammo?
I'm very good. Thanks.
Very nice. People, some insight into our coaching program. If you had ever wondered how we actually work with people, we use WhatsApp groups. And on WhatsApp, it's going to be you, it's going to be us. And we guide you until you're here. That is what we do. That is what we promise if you're motivated and committed. And I want to share a little insight into one of our WhatsApp group channels today. I want to read out to you something that is important for you to understand what hiring in Germany actually means, how German companies hire, what their processes are, and what you have to be aware of. The story goes, we have our group, and in our group, we have one of our coachees. She's a data engineer, and she's been interviewing with a couple of companies now for quite some time, several months in fact. There's always been up and downs, pretty normal. Mock interviews, there is of course tech challenges for her to solve, and in the end she's reaching a final round with companies, in fact several companies. And then she's asking and wondering when they're going to get back with feedback. So Tammo, in her case, she was asking, I'm afraid they will disappear just like the others. I feel totally desperate. And we were encouraging her. And then she says, it feels like I'm desperately dating to find a husband, but nobody wants me. They all smile and then disappear. Now, of course, this comes with a smiley of hers, and we keep on encouraging her. But we want to talk about this now. Tammo, why is this? What's happening here behind the scenes?
So one thing you need to understand about interviewing with a German company, it can take longer than you're used to from maybe when you're interviewing with Indian or Pakistani companies. So German companies, especially also bigger German companies, take their time to give you feedback after interview rounds. So it can happen that you're having an interview round and then it takes 2 weeks until the company comes back with a feedback. And this can sometimes be quite, how can I put it?
Disappointing,
nerve-wracking. Or nerve-wracking, and especially if you're not used to that. So our coaches come back to us usually after 3 days after the interview. Hey, the company did not get back to me. Can I follow up? Can I do that? We always say, wait at least 5 to 7 business days and write a polite follow-up. But usually they take their time and they will get back to you. So you can be sure that those companies don't ghost on you. At least I would say 90% of those companies do not ghost on you. You get a feedback, but it takes time.
How many days approximately would you say does it take on average for a company to respond to your application for a first round?
Typically that takes 1 to 2 weeks. So you apply and then after 1 to 2 weeks you get a reply to of feedback to your application.
Mm-hmm. Can it also take longer?
It can take longer sometimes, but it shouldn't.
And sometimes they even get back to you because you've had your application with them maybe several months ago, and now they're hiring for a role again. They kept your files with them. And then what usually happens after the first round is done?
Yeah, the first round usually is an HR interview where they check your company fit, where they check your motivation, they check your communication and soft skills. Then you usually get a take-home assignment, a coding challenge. And then at the third round, you get a technical discussion where they challenge your coding challenge, where they ask you questions about that, and where they also ask you a lot of other generally technical questions. This can be followed up by another tech round, but a lot of companies only have 4 interview rounds. So if you pass the 2 tech rounds, you have, as a last round, you have a cultural fit call, a team fit call, which is usually done by the hiring manager or by some team members. It can be a team interview as well. And in this last interview, they ask you a lot of behavioral scenario-based questions. And there they want to see, how you react to that, how you're able to express yourself there.
How many days or weeks on average pass by between you doing your first round and you passing over to the final round? Let's say the sandwich part, the middle of the sandwich, the techie part is now done. How long does it take on average until you're invited for a final round?
You mean from last to
From the
first?
from the first round.
I have seen everything from from 1 week until I don't
2 months.
even longer, 3 or 4 months. So sometimes it really takes long, and so that can really be nerve-wracking. And by the way, also sometimes it can take up to 4 weeks until you get your work contract, your employment contract, and after you got the offer. That can also happen.
Oh, Germans are so slow.
But in most cases, it takes around a week.
And this is also what we're experiencing because you're going to be in touch with the companies, of course, and we're going to be in the back seat. You'll be in the driver's seat. That's how I like to explain it. Essentially, you're going to be confronted with them saying, Christina from HR, let's just call her Christina now because she is in touch with you. She's going to say, oh no, Hendrik from the hiring team is currently on leave. And then they're going to be like, he's not going to be here until the end of August. And it's beginning of July. And everybody freaks out because why is this person taking so long on their vacation? Because it's work-life balance here and people do take their vacation seriously, which is also why your hiring process may get interrupted by people from the company during Easter break, summer break, whatever there is, right?
Yeah, and in general, you can be sure that throughout the holidays, the public holidays, and especially in summer, July, August, when the school holidays are, we have like 6 weeks of school holidays here. A lot of people are on holidays, so in this period, hiring is especially slow.
And people on average do get their 30, 32, 33 days off a year as a normal work-based or work contract-based leave days amount. But on top of that, you're going to get public holidays. So it's not like everybody's at the office all the time working on your case, working on your application. This is sometimes hard to understand. And it's nerve-wracking, but yeah, that's what it's like. And they do take their time. That's just what it is.
They do take their time, but you can also be sure that if you are selected, we have seen that in most cases, it is a good match and they did the right decision. So that is also part of that. Yet it can take longer, but it is also a process usually where they're looking for quality and they're really looking for the right candidate. They don't hire just anybody. And this is also kind of a specific
Absolutely.
thing, which I would say. Also, we talk a few minutes about interview questions as well.
Yes.
Do you have maybe 1 or 2 examples, especially for first and last rounds? Because those are the rounds which are a lot different than you are used to hire or do the interviews in India or Pakistan or in any other country, for example.
That's very true.
Because there it comes down to a lot of communication. So it comes down how you present yourself. 2 questions, for example. I don't know. Did you ever had a problem with a colleague before? How do you react to this situation? That could be one question.
Exactly. So there's different questions. Tammo was just making a couple of examples. Those are scenario-based questions, which HR people, but also hiring managers like to ask to see how you're able to perform during a hypothetical. And that hypothetical lets them derive how you're able to perform on the ground when you're actually on the job. And in this case, you really want to apply techniques like storytelling where you say how you've actually solved a similar problem in the past equally and who you would go about it doing it for them now. This is also already part of first round sometimes, but every company is really different here. Again, we're trying to really generalize to cut it down for you, but if we're talking about certain companies, naturally, not all are the same. Some might even send you a coding challenge as a first round, and then there will be a get-to-know round as a second round based on the results, because they're only going to be talking to people where they saw the coding challenges were performed well. Another set of first-round questions to answer your question is, why do you want to work in Germany? Because you're applying from abroad. So you better have a good answer to this very important question, because they're curious to find out more about you. And what I like to recommend in this case is really also have a story ready. Why do you want to work in Germany? Think about it. You have to really make up your mind. And probably there's something in your life that made you decide this is why you want to try out for roles in Germany. Well, you better get your story straight.
Exactly. Or to make it even more easy, like, why do you want to work for us?
Oh, yeah. And what compels you most about what we do? And then you really have to get into the nitty-gritty of what they're doing, and you have to understand their business model, and you have to understand who their customers are, or their customers' customers. It can really go down that road. As long as they're able to see that you did not just apply with them, just like with any other company, you're on a good way. That is important. That is what is really different compared to what you may be used to. They are not going to be just looking for anyone. They take pride in who they go forward with and who they select, because they're always going to be, and this is where now we're finishing off, you're going to be a great addition to the existing team. Team culture, team fit are so important because they have such a decisive matter for business growth. If the team is not working well, business growth is at risk. It's as simple as that. And this is why they're making a bet on you, but also a prognosis on how you're going to be working together with the rest of the team. For final rounds, that can be pretty freaky questions, actually. Sometimes we've seen different kinds of scenarios. For example, one of our favorite stories with a startup, and there was a Java backend engineers back in the days when we started the coaching program.
The co-founders were in the call and they opened beer, like a few beers on a Friday, and
on Zoom.
They just wanted to see how the guy, the interviewee, reacted to that. Just one example, just to see if he is a fit, like if he's also open.
How is he handling the situation? It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say as a response, but how you respond. And it's totally fine for you not to drink alcohol, by the way, but they want to see how you deal with that, because they know you are most likely from a different cultural setting, and they are going to check you for your capacity to adapt. That's what this is about.
We gave quite a few insights today about interviewing with German companies. I mean, we could talk on about that and give you stories for hours and hours, but that is just a quick insight for today. If you like that, if you're interested to move to Germany, watch our 20 minutes video training, which you find below this video. Understand how we work, understand what we do, how the program works, and then book a get-to-know call, and we're going to assess your profile. And we really only work with you if we think you have good chances of landing a job here in the next 2 to 3 months. So we check your profile, we match that against the German job market, and if the demand for your specific profile is there at the moment, we're going to make you an offer to work together. Then it usually takes 2 to 3 months for you to get an offer, and then we take it from there. All the best. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.